This is hockey, the way it should be. Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show.
Come on, come on, come on.
You score!
Raise your stick. Woo! Yeah. All right, pump your fist. Woo! Yeah. All right.
Quite a game. Down 2-0 in a championship game. The Young Stars put the team on their shoulders and made it 2-1 with their first goal. And it was a beauty.
I want to sweat from my brow. My God, it's happening now. If I could just figure out, I got it. I know it takes some time.
It's the Rockin' Hockey Show!
Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show, and now your hockey instructor extraordinaire, Dave Maxfield.
What's up, Rockers and Hockers? This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. Welcome to another amazing episode of the greatest hockey show on the planet, where we have amazing hockey content for players of all ages, parents, and hockey fans around the world. And we got kick, rock and roll music to back it up. And the show is only going to get better with more great guests, more great instruction, and more great music coming your way. Last show we had Chloe Harvey of the Princeton Tigers right here in the Rockin' Hockey layer talking about how hard work and perseverance led to her dream of playing college hockey. On this show we got a great interview with Colin Bilek of the Army Black Knights. We met up with Colin at his hotel room right before he played RIT, sat down and talked a lot about how his career took lots of different turns, including getting cut several times, but his dream of playing Division I college hockey never wavered.
Back top of the key, Ferriolo. Left circle, Bilek fires a shot. Score! Colin Bilek only had an inch and a half, but he got all of it. Buy me a burrito, Bilek.
Colin shared some great stories of youth hockey, high school hockey, and even junior hockey that every hockey parent out there and hockey player should watch. Colin loves to shoot the puck and actually has been called a pure goal scorer. Well, on this week's show, we got the Rockin' Hockey Band, which is now called Lord Stanley's brother, singing about that very thing. Say hi to the boys. The band is working very hard right now, hoping to release their second song and music video very soon. I also want to give a shout out to our good friend John Beato from Northside Johnny for rocking us through the last show. Can't forget our great on-ice instructional segment this week with NHL veteran Rob Ray in part 2 of protecting the puck and taking the puck to the net.
Because as soon as you start coasting and not moving your feet, that's when he's going to get the advantage.
If you haven't watched this show before, smash that subscription button right in the face. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Let's quit wasting time. Let's get rocking, because this is a show where the hockey rocks.
Dave rebounds loose in the slot. Look out, Truscott got buried.
And the music sucks. Now take it away, Lord Stanley's brother.
Franco, right wing side. Looks for a man. It's Bilek. Left circle, fires. Scores! It's a short-handed goal. Buy me a burrito, Bilek. Army leads 1-0.
On number 6, as there's the shot from Wilkinson. The save by Veltri. Rebounds loose. Here's Truscott, and Bilek came in and lined him up. As the Army bench.
It's the Rockin' Hockey Show!
Welcome to Rockin' Hockey Show. I'm Dave Maxmew, and we are here live with Colin Bilek of the Army Black Knights. Colin, welcome to Rockin' Hockey Show.
Thanks for having me.
So, Colin, you're a freshman at Army. How do you like college hockey so far?
It's a blast. You
Is it?
know, I always dreamt of playing the Division I level. So it's been a lot of work, but it's been an incredible ride so far. So it's been a lot of fun.
You're having a pretty good year, putting up some good points. I was going to ask you that later, but as growing up, did you dream of being a college hockey player, or did you dream of playing in NHL, or did college kind of come around a little bit later as far as playing college hockey, or is that something you always wanted to do?
I think every kid when they're younger always dreams about playing in the NHL. But for me, all I wanted to do was play college hockey. So that was my goal growing up. I remember being at Joe Louis with my dad, and we'd be watching Michigan versus Michigan State in the Great Lakes Invitational. Right. And I remember, sitting there and then just literally having dreams of jumping over the boards and being in a game like that. So.
Step from junior hockey, was it a big step from juniors to college hockey? Division I especially?
Yeah, absolutely. After playing my last year in the North American League, I think that it definitely prepared me. I think that my style of play was, I really didn't play like a super skillful game, so I thought that it kind of helped me translate better into college because I just kind of relied on working hard.
Let's talk a little bit about your junior experience and your road to college hockey. You played 2 years in the North American League for the Northeast Generals. You played 1 year for me in Rochester. Do you feel like that was a good experience? Let's talk a little bit about pros and cons of junior hockey, what you liked, what you didn't like, and just that whole path to college hockey.
Overall, I think junior hockey was probably the best 3 years of my life up until now. Okay. So it was a great time.
Even better than years at home with mom and dad.
I don't know, but it was a different kind of fun. It was a lot of fun. You get to for me personally, I didn't take any classes, so that was it was a wake up call for when I got to school. But when I was sitting during junior, it was a ton of fun just because you get to focus on the game, which if you're playing junior, then you gotta love it to a point that you're gonna put a lot of work into it. So just waking up each day and knowing that hey, I don't gotta do any homework, all I gotta do is go to the rink and get better at what I really love to do. So I think the pros were definitely just allowed you to focus a lot on your game and really develop. Obviously, that's what junior is for, and for exposure and stuff like that. But it was a really good experience for me to live away from home too and kind of grow up a little bit. I think that's definitely a huge bonus because I remember those first few weeks away from home were a little tough for me. But it was nice knowing that I got to go to the rink and make new friends and new teammates and like that. And especially with living with new guys each year too. But cons would definitely be, it's a selfish part of your hockey career. Everybody wants to win games, and I don't think anybody wanted to win games more than I did. But at the end of the day, your end goal is to get to college hockey. So there's a little bit of a selfish part to it because you wanted to produce and you wanted to kind of put that in the back of your mind when you want to be a team first guy, which I hope a lot of guys who go through junior definitely hope for or strive to be. But at the end of the day, like I said, you want to play college hockey, and it's just like kind of a selfish part of your life where you got to go through and you just kind of got to grind through it. But that was just kind of tough for me because when coming from high school, all you wanted to do was win a state championship, and then going to junior, all you want to do is play college hockey. So it was just a lot more about yourself than it was about kind of the team, and guys get traded and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard seeing your buddy or your roommate that happened get traded away, and you don't get to see him all that much. So, but it was a great part of my life. But it's nice to be back into kind of a winning atmosphere where winning comes first and team comes first more than it's not. Yeah. So it was a fun time though. I wouldn't trade for anything.
Did you know when the very first game of hockey as we know it was played? If you said March 3rd in 1875, you would be correct. The game was played as the rules laid out by James Creighton. There were 9 guys on each team. 9. That's a lot of hockey players. That's a lot of funk.
Let's talk about youth hockey a little bit now. You grew up in Brighton, Michigan.
Yep.
Tell me about you growing up as a young hockey player, playing in Brighton. Did you play house, AA, AAA? What was your youth experience like?
Growing up, I played, when I was real young, when I first started out, I played house my entire life until I got to about, I would probably say 12 years old when I was in squirts. And then I started playing AA, and I played AA growing up all the way until I was a freshman in high school. And, I tried out for, I remember the only ever AAA tryout I ever went to was CompuWare. And I got cut on the first day. But when I grew up and made it to high school, I remember my freshman year I made the JV team, and I thought that was, I thought I made it.
That was the coolest thing
I
ever.
thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was one of, I think, 2 or 3 freshmen on the team, and I thought, man, I can't believe I did this, and I can't believe that I'm making it to the next level. I'm on the JV team. But I played JV my freshman year, and I got cut from varsity my sophomore year, so I had to play another year of JV, and that was kind of heartbreaking, because you have all these goals to play college hockey, and you're on the JV team as a sophomore, so that's kind of tough. But I finally made the team as a junior, and before that I didn't think I was going to make the team because I broke my ankle going into my junior summer. So I didn't get the tryout for the team, but they being in the program, they took me on a I guess a gut feeling, and they kept me around. I didn't have I wasn't a standout high school player either. I was extremely average actually, and it was tough. My junior year went to state finals and lost, and then my senior year I was the captain, and we got knocked out of the first round, and that was kind of heartbreaking too. So, but it was a great experience playing high school hockey. It didn't give as much exposure, but if you're willing to put in the work, you can make it to the next level, and that's what I did for myself too. I did a lot on my own.
Well, it's a great story, and that's kind of what the Rockin' Hockey Show is all about, is talking about great stories. And your path to college hockey it's not, I wouldn't say it's uncommon, but it's certainly not the straight and true route where you play AAA your whole life, and you play juniors from when you're 15 or 16 on. I mean, you played house, you played AA, never played AAA, correct?
Never played AAA.
Never played AAA. You only played 2 years of varsity hockey.
Yep.
And then right on to juniors, and in the hockey world, right on to college hockey as a 20 or 21-year-old, which is a standard path. And I just think that's phenomenal, because most players and most parents think that if you're not playing AAA by the time you're 9, then you're never going to make it. And I'm a big proponent of late developers and growing into your body, growing into the game. It's a great game, and there's a lot to learn. And you're a classic example of getting better every year, and then finding your way, as a player. And you made some good choices that worked out for you. Unfortunately, some players don't always make good choices, but it's a great story of that anybody can make it if they work hard.
Yeah.
And they make smart choices, and they develop their game.
Yeah.
Because USA Hockey preaches late developers.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody listens to them. Meaning
Right.
They preach the ADM, and that most players don't develop till they're 18 years old. Yet youth hockey in its crazy state is, if you're not playing in 7 tournaments a year and playing AAA, that by the time you're 9 is that you're not going to make it. And and I think it's the complete opposite. And you're a perfect example. And I'm obviously older than you, but my story isn't much different than yours. I played AAA 1 year when I was 17.
Right.
The rest of the time I played house, and then I played AA my entire career. And like you, I ended up playing Division I, but it was it was a perseverance and hard work that paid off. So that's why I think it's such a great story that you were able to pull that stuff off. I think it was pretty neat. And I remember watching you play when I came to recruit you as a junior coach, thinking, well, these guys, because a lot of the guys that came to the tryout were high school players. I'm like, I don't think these guys are going to be good enough for what we're looking for.
Right.
And lo and behold, I think we ended up, signing probably 4 or 5 guys out of that camp for our top team, and they're all become very successful college hockey players. So it was an eye-opening experience for me. Hey, we're going to take a quick break from the interview to check out this highlight reel goal by Mitch Monty. Great goal, Mitch. And don't forget to send all your highlights, goals, and plays to the Rockin' Hockey Show. There are different paths for players, and every player is going to be different. And most players don't develop until they get to be older.
Yeah, that's really true. Because I don't think that I really came into my I guess true hockey self. Until my last year of junior.
Right.
And I kind of got lucky because I played on my second year of junior. I played on. We weren't very good. We were terrible. We won 3 games. So
I talked to your coach quite a few times.
Yeah. It was a tough year too. It was a real tough year. Playing on a team like that. But I got to play a lot because we weren't very good. So we were young too. So I was one of the older guys on the team. So I played quite a bit, and I really got to develop playing against good guys in the North American League. And then come my last year of junior, in our exit interviews, we had a coaching turnover, at Christmas. And then in my exit interview, I was told that that I was probably going to be a 3rd line guy, 4th line guy on the team next year because I couldn't skate well. They said that my skating was so bad that I'm not going to be able to play at the Division I level, and they saw me as a Division III guy.
You're gonna get nailed.
So that kind of broke me a little bit, and going into that summer, I just thought I don't think that these are the guys I want to play for if they're not going to believe in me. But I got a phone call from the head coach about 2 weeks before camp, and he said, we were totally wrong about it, and we want you to come to camp. And I didn't want to go. I really wasn't feeling the love very much, so I didn't want to go. But I ended up reporting, and I pretty much owe my me being at Army to them. The head coach Joe Lovell and the assistant coach Brian Erickson both did a lot for me to get here. They made a lot of phone calls for me, and they kind of put. I think that was probably the difference between my success anywhere else is that they really believed in me, and they really put a lot of confidence into me, and that made me really believe in my ability to kind of play at a higher level.
Anyway, so let's switch gears. Let's talk a little bit about you as a player. How would you describe yourself as a player?
I'm a shooter. I'm a hard-nosed player too. I think I'm a pretty smart player, and I think that's definitely my biggest attribute is that I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not very good at. And I'm not very good at skating. So I'm not a very fast player. So I work really hard when I don't have the puck. Because I want the puck when I'm in the offensive zone. So I remember a coach telling me, Colin, it'd be really cool to be known. Yeah, that too, right? But he said it'd be really cool if you were. How cool would it be to just be known to be really good at one thing? And I was thinking, I'm like, well, at the time I was in high school, and I thought that I was a pretty average high school player, and then. I just remembered, what? I'm gonna just work on my shot, and I can't tell you how many pucks I've probably shot in the driveway at 21 years old too. So I worked on my shot so much that
now that you moved out, mom and dad got a new garage.
Yeah, door. Right. Yeah, and my neighbors next door, I'm ringing them off their windows and stuff. But that's what I worked on. I believe that I have a really good shot, and my ability to kind of find my scoring touch as I got older kind of helped for me. But I think I'm a really good defensive player as well. I think that I play the I love killing penalties and stuff like that. But I think just one word that kind of describes me would just be a hard-nosed player. I played to my strengths, and I think that's probably one of them.
I'm going to get back to that in a sec. Now, I heard a little clip. One of your announcers, after you scored a goal, said that you are a pure goal scorer. Do you agree with that?
I don't know about that, but I do. I love scoring goals.
There was not much room over the right shoulder of Aiden Polino. That's a goal scorer's shot. Bilek was a great goal scorer in junior, and that part of his game just continues developing.
So I don't know who doesn't, but even during practice, I kind of get a little big head when I'm skating around, and if I score, I like to celebrate during practice too. But
there's nothing wrong with a good celly every now and then.
Yeah, right. But
goalies really like.
Yeah, they hate it. But it's definitely. I think that I'm really coming into. Maybe down the road here in a couple of years, or when I'm a senior, I'll be able to consistently kind of find myself as a goal scorer. But I'm trying to just consistently be in a lineup right now and pull my weight. So, and I think I do that just by playing my game, and that's just by shooting the puck. And I think if you shoot it enough times, it'll probably go in.
Well, everybody, a lot of people knock goal scorers that they don't work hard, or they're lazy, they're floating, or cherry picking, but I think that anybody who's ever been a goal scorer, it's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Goals don't come easy, and it takes a lot of work to get open. You take a lot of abuse when you have the puck.
Yes.
More so than dishing out abuse. When you got the puck and you're trying to get to the net, man, it's tough being a goal scorer.
Yeah.
People that aren't goal scorers don't feel the love, man. What are your thoughts on skill as opposed to hard-nosed playing like you are, being a hard-nosed player? Do you find that in college hockey it takes a combination of that, or do you find that it's still a pretty hard-nosed game at the college level? And I'm kind of relating back to youth hockey players that we're going to watch this interview that, hey, I got to work on my skills, or I got to be a little more tougher when I'm out there. I got to be a little more hard-nosed. I got to win more battles, or I got to do both. What are your thoughts on that?
I think probably the most the biggest attribute to producing at like the Division I level is just being first off being consistent. And I think the easiest way to be consistent is being hard nosed. I think that it's tough, but it doesn't take much skill to drive to the net. And it doesn't take much skill to win puck battles in the corners or in the crease and stuff like that. Obviously, I think skill is also a huge play at the Division I level. And I'm not gonna say that I have much of it, because I don't. but I think that I make it work to a point where I have enough to combine it with a hard work ethic and the ability to kind of to outwork players in scoring places.
Right.
So I think that it definitely is a combination of the two.
Right.
It's just by working hard, and when things aren't going your way, you can still consistently work hard. Consistently do other things well that a hard-nosed player, like blocking shots and playing physical and stuff like that, because scoring goals isn't everything. And that's definitely scoring goals. Some teams probably all teams will keep you in a lineup, but if you're just a goal scorer and you're not scoring goals, you're not going to be in a lineup.
Right. If you had to give one piece of advice to a young aspiring hockey player out there, what would it be?
It'd definitely be stick with it and be patient. Definitely be patient. When I was younger, there was never a doubt in my mind that I didn't want to pursue this. So when I graduated high school, I knew I was going to go play junior. I didn't even have a place to go yet, and I knew that I was going to go play junior somewhere. And it was never a doubt that I wanted to do this. So I think that was big for me, is because I put all my eggs in one basket.
Right.
So there was no backup plan for me. I mean, I could have went to college or could have went to school right away, but I didn't want to do that. I knew I wouldn't be happy, and I think that would have definitely been passing up an opportunity that for me to create a really good story for myself. So I think just being patient and being committed and working hard towards something that you got to know that if you really want it, then you'll be willing to put the work in, but you're gonna have to sacrifice a lot of stuff, especially in high school. You're gonna have to give up a lot of things like going out because you got to go to camps and tryout camps. I was never good enough in high school to get drafted in the USHL or even the North American League, so I never really had the opportunity to know where I was going. Every summer I'd be on, besides last summer when I knew I was going back to the North American League, I never really knew where I was going. So I did a lot on my own. I was calling coaches and sending emails and doing a lot to try to figure out and create a path for myself. So that was hard for me.
On that note, did you practice a lot at home?
Yes, yeah, I practiced a ton. I worked even this past summer, and even I knew I was coming to Army. I'd be going to workouts at 6:30, or like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning before I went and worked landscape all day, and then I go from landscape to on ice. So my days were just filled, and I'd go home and I'd shoot pucks too. I can't tell you how many days and hours I spent in the driveway shooting pucks, just trying to develop myself. You don't need to go out and pay big bucks to really develop yourself. So I did that during the summer, and I gave up a ton during the summer, and a lot of time, and I paid for it. My training I pretty much paid for on my own. My parents definitely helped me out, but I did a lot of it on my own by working, and I wanted it that bad. So I knew that if I put in the work and maybe the Division I level didn't come around, I could live with myself, because I really put in the work, and I really knew that there's a plan for me, and if the Division I level doesn't work out, that's okay. I'll play at the Division III level, but I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that my plan and my story ended with me playing at a Division I school.
That's awesome. No, it's a great story, and since you're now considered a pure goal scorer, pretty soon we're going to have a little goal scoring challenge
All right.
with you, just to prove whether you truly are or not. So,
all right.
Now, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it.
With the shot, Feltry the save, rebounds loose in the slot. Look out, Truscott got buried, and there's
Shoot the skull, you gotta try. Take up your name, why not go high? That's coming up, I got dudes for the cup. I said shoot the skull, yeah.
Today's skill development session is part 2 with NHL veteran Rob Ray, working on puck protection and taking the puck to the net. Okay, so the next drill, we're going to graduate from standing still to actually moving now, all right? We're going to use the same techniques we just learned standing still to use while we're keeping our feet moving, okay? This is going to be in a tighter space, all right? Our next level is going to be more in open ice. But right now it's about, if you don't have a ton of space to work with, you need to get to the net or get out of the corner using your puck protection skills to not give the puck up and get to where you want to go.
Here Miles does a great job of creating space by moving his feet, and he spins away from his opponent to protect the puck and creates a lane in the net and goes
Make sure when you're taking a puck to the net, you're not going to try to put it through the guy's feet or through his stick, because that's where he's going to be able to poke it away. The whole idea is to keep that puck as far away from the guy as the top of the net. So you're coming in, you got the puck way out, you got to take it out with your body. That way he cannot come in with his stick and poke it away. If he's going to come in and try to hit you, you got your arms or your legs to protect him. Okay? Your chances of putting it through his feet and stepping around him coming out of the corner are very slim.
Here West protects the puck by spinning away and drives hard to the net. Here Mason drives hard, uses his arm and his leg to protect and keeps his feet moving. That's how you score goals in any league.
Just make sure when you're coming out, you just don't poke. Because as soon as you start poking, you're not moving your feet, that's when you're going to get the advantage. Right? So even though you're coming from the short corner here, and you got the puck, and you're trying to just push and glide, you
Notice Kelly drops one arm to protect the puck and drives his legs. Robert does a great job of using his speed to create space, then uses his body and his strength to get the puck to the net. I'll take that play all day long. Sometimes you get there and sometimes you don't. It's all about the effort, creating opportunities, and never give up.
Good. Good.
Normal stuff, Dave. Normal stuff.
How's everything going? Good?
Yeah, it's your typical rink manager nonsense. Driving the Zamboni. Hey, hold on one second. Hey guys, remember, no hockey in the hallway. Thanks. You know, so then,
Kind of younger.
probably like 10:30. Hey, hold on one second. Boys, no hockey in the hallway. So, anyway, game shoot just ended, so yeah, let's meet up. Hold on one second. Guys, I said no hockey in the hallway.
I forgot, sorry.
So, I'm gonna go in there and cut the ice. I'm gonna get out here and cut the ice. Hold on one second. Guys! Enough! I'm going to tape you to the flagpole if you don't go and find your parents right now. Let's go! So anyway, it's going to be... Hey, buddy.
Hey guys. I know you're here, mate.
What are you going to do? Boys are boys, right?
I didn't even know I had to rink today.
Wow.
That's alright. That's alright.
Hockey from home highlights. Being creative.
Dude, I'm so sick of chopping wood.
Yeah, I got a better idea.